Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. The only source of knowledge is experience. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. It is strange to be known so universally and yet to be so lonely. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. The environment is everything that isn't me. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. The only real valuable thing is intuition. Joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. An empty stomach is not a good political advisor. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater. Politics is for the present, but an equation is for eternity. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best both for the body and the mind. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. True religion is real living, living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness. God does not play dice. I never think of the future, it comes soon enough. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. Never lose a holy curiosity. The devil has put a penalty on all things we enjoy in life. Either we suffer in health, or we suffer in soul, or we get fat. I am a deeply religious non-believer. This is a somewhat new kind of religion. It should be possible to explain the laws of physics to a barmaid. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Information is not knowledge. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. Whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. Never do anything against conscience even if the state demands it. Anyone who doesn't take truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Love is a better teacher than duty. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong. It is character. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. We still do not know 1,000% of what nature has revealed to us. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. When the solution is simple, God is answering. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. Imagination is more important than knowledge. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. You can never solve a problem on the level on which it was created. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. Force always attracts men of low morality. I want to know all God's thoughts, all the rest are just details. In order to be an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must above all be a sheep oneself. Solitude is painful when one is young, but delightful when one is more mature. The high destiny of the individual is to serve rather than to rule. Confusion of goals and perfection of means seems, in my opinion, to characterize our age. I love to travel, but hate to arrive. We shall require a substantially new manner of thinking if mankind is to survive. The faster you go, the shorter you are. The man of science is a poor philosopher. Knowledge of what is does not open the door directly to what should be. The road to perdition has ever been accompanied by lip service to an ideal. The process of scientific discovery is, in effect, a continual flight from wonder. Let every man be respected as an individual, and no man idolized. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. I have just got a new theory of eternity. It is only to the individual that a soul is given. God always takes the simplest way. God may be subtle, but he isn't plain mean. I do not believe in the God of theology who rewards good and punishes evil. True art is characterized by an irresistible urge in the creative artist. I used to go away for weeks in a state of confusion. All these primary impulses, not easily described in words, are the springs of man's actions. One may say the eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility. To the master's honor all must turn, each in its track, without a sound, forever tracing Newton's ground. It gives me great pleasure indeed to see the stubbornness of an incorrigible nonconformist warmly acclaimed. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. As far as I'm concerned, I prefer silent vice to ostentatious virtue. I think and think for months and years. 99 times, the conclusion is false. The 100th time I am right. We should take care not to make the intellect our goal. It has, of course, powerful muscles, but no personality. It is my conviction that killing under the cloak of war is nothing but an act of murder. People love chopping wood. In this activity, one immediately sees results. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. I cannot imagine a God who rewards and punishes the objects of his creation and is but a reflection of human frailty. You ask me if I keep a notebook to record my great ideas. I've only ever had one. I very rarely think in words at all. A thought comes, and I may try to express it in words afterwards. It was the experience of mystery, even if mixed with fear, that engendered religion. The attempt to combine wisdom and power has only rarely been successful, and then only for a short while. Mozart's music is so pure and beautiful that I see it as a reflection of the inner beauty of the universe. Morality is of the highest importance, but for us, not for God. Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. I shall never believe that God plays dice with the world. Isn't it strange that I, who have written only unpopular books, should be such a popular fellow?